Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com and your Weather Authority app. I'm meteorologist Josh Marshes, and this is your Tuesday morning forecast update, and it is a big weather update today. Not only our first round of storms arriving this afternoon, but this will be the first of maybe 3 waves of rain and storms on the way over the next 48 hours or so. So some low-end potential that we could see some severe weather and kind of a higher threat that we'll see some flash flooding over the next day or two. So we do have a flood watch in effect through Thursday morning. We'll get through the morning here without seeing too much in the way of weather. Will be a comfortable early to mid-morning for us, but a warm front rolling through this afternoon will be what triggers those storms early to mid-afternoon today. So make sure you grab the umbrella if you do have any outdoor plans, especially after the noon hour. We are looking at temperatures this morning mid to upper 60s, and we should wind up in the 70s and low 80s. So the storms will keep us a little cooler today, but you'll feel a surge in humidity behind this warm front that's moving up. And what we're expecting will happen somewhere here between Houston and Lufkin, down here on the Texas coastline. We'll have some storms that develop in the next few hours, and those will be the storms that kind of make their way up into the Arklatex as we go through the afternoon. And then later tonight, we do have a complex of storms that will be triggered by this area of low pressure that's back to our west and northwest, and a cold front that trails that, and that's what's going to bring that heavy rain threat later tonight. We also can't discount maybe some severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center, they're going with the slight risk outlook. That's the level 2, meaning scattered severe storms are possible. Now, the wave that moves through this afternoon, we've learned with these warm fronts, they're really nothing to mess around with. They can bring some very strong wind gusts, and can't rule out maybe an isolated tornado as well, but I do think the bigger window for severe weather will probably set up for us after sunset tonight. That's when those storms will be moving in from central and north Texas, and those will bring also the additional threat of maybe some damaging wind gusts as well as that flash flooding. So a lot to look at here on Futurecast, and we'll go ahead and go through time here. Again, pretty quiet through the morning, but watch how quickly things deteriorate here today. We've got this cluster of storms coming up from the coastline, so Texas, Louisiana should begin to see some rain between noon and 3 p.m. today. Looks like the core of the storms will be through Shreveport, I would say sometime between 1 and 4 p.m. and likely between 2 and 5 p.m. in Texarkana. This initial wave will move through. We may get a break this evening from the rain, but it will be fairly short-lived because here comes our cold front. As this front moves in late tonight, early tomorrow morning, these storms will still be packing a punch, so we can't rule out maybe some brief spin-up tornadoes as well as some damaging wind gusts along the leading edge of this line, which looks to fizzle a bit as we go through the overnight hours, but we'll get another push of rain here early tomorrow morning. And even though the severe weather threat will be lower as we move into the day on Wednesday, that's when that flash flood threat will really start to increase for us, because any rain that we see, in addition to those 2 rounds of storms that come in later today as well as tomorrow, any rain we see beyond that during the day on Wednesday will just lead to some quick runoff. So we do have a flood watch that's in effect here through Thursday morning, but this should all wind down by the time we get to sunrise on Thursday. So there's a look at the flood watch. It does include all of our counties and parishes. The expectation here is that most of us will see about 2 to 4 inches of rain, but there will be some spots that maybe see 4 to 6 inches, and that's where we'd see kind of the localized threat for some flash flooding. And Futurecast is showing the heaviest rain here across our East Texas counties, but some of the other forecast models have shifted the heavier rain threat to the south. So just about anywhere on the map here we could see a good 2 to 4 inches of rain. So kind of thing we'll be looking at, especially for the Wednesday morning and evening commute, will be some flooded roadways, and of course some of the creeks will be taking on some water. Some of those drainage areas that typically you see high water on your commute to work or school, or if you're just out running some errands, those will be running high with water likely during the day on Wednesday. It stays pretty cool through Thursday. Friday actually going to be very nice days for us with temperatures in the low to mid 80s, and then the heat kind of ramps up as we head into Memorial Day weekend. We'll be dry Saturday through Monday, so outdoor plans good to go for Memorial Day weekend, but it will be hot out there with highs in the low 90s.